How much blood is too much blood? That is the question. Hey everyone, this is D, Movieman, fellow cinephile, popcorn addict, and emerging film critic, coming to you with reliable recaps, reviews, and reactions. And today, I'm coming to you all with another Take 6, this time for Abigail, co-directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, and starring Alisha Weir, Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, and Giancarlo Esposito. Story-wise, the film is centered around a group of criminals who plan their next score involving the kidnapping and ransom of a young and precocious ballerina. However, they soon realize that their supposed captive is withholding a rather frightening secret. So, starting with my pros, as someone who was a huge fan, and I know I'm not alone, of the film Ready or Not back in 2019, and who also had a pretty fun time with the last two Scream films, 6 more so than 5, but still. It was really great seeing Radio Silence back on board for this film. If you are in any way unfamiliar with that name, Radio Silence is the filmmaking collective consisting of co-directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin, Tyler Gillett, and producer Chad Villela. I also have to give plenty of praise to the use of practical effects because, listen, I've made it clear time and time again what my stance is when it comes to CGI. So seeing a film like this actually relying on practicality in its details, its effects, and also absolutely in its use of blood was so enjoyable. The fact that the splatter was splattering, I was so here for it. As someone who has also worked with fake blood before, I did not envy the actors and their experience in some of these scenes. Kudos to them for going for it, but I've been there and I don't want to go back. Now, I was already familiar with Alisha Weir because of her lead role in Matilda the Musical. And seeing her go from singing, dancing, and choreography and, just kind of this kid-like jolly tone to this, yes, I think it's safe to say she killed it. Literally and figuratively. I have to say I was also really surprised by Dan Stevens, given that my introduction to him was in Beauty and the Beast, as well as Downton Abbey. I didn't really know what I was expecting from him, but he definitely was a memorable character, and so was his performance, for sure. All right, now we are jumping over to the cons, and my first major con is that the genre of horror comedy is such a dicey one for me. There are times where it really works and it's effective and it's a great blending of both genres. And then there are other times where it's just kind of like, no. So I would have just preferred if this film had taken itself just a little bit more seriously. I also have to mention the obvious, which is that the marketing materials completely spoiled and all but ruined the effect of this film. I think, especially when you look at trailers for films like Case 39, it is crazy how that trailer completely subverts your expectation of what the film actually is and what it's about. And I wish when it comes to the marketing team, the editors of trailers especially, can we make more efforts to save something for like the viewing experience? Can it be, can we be shocked? Can we be surprised? Like, it feels like it's becoming a recurring thing where it's just like, show everything, otherwise people won't watch. And it's just like,
I beg you, please stop!
So I'm going to give Abigail a C. This was not a bad experience for me. It had its fun, it had its quirks, but for me, I just think that when it comes to the premise and how it could have really gone all the way there and its pacing in the first act and just what it does as far as the progression of the story and its characters and all that, it didn't quite click the way I thought it would. I think when it got to the third act, it was like, okay, cool, but too much of it lacked that same, explosiveness, hint, hint. And it really could have benefited from a lot more uniqueness, a lot more thrills, and just a story that allowed us to get a little bit more invested, along with the quirks, along with the silliness, and along with the blood and gore. And for me, it didn't quite hit that for me. So, once again, this is D, Movieman, signing off, and I'll see you with the movies.